Hello, welcome to this week's episode of the Irish Fantasy Punts. Dan, Jamie, Shane with you for another fantastic week of football. How are you guys doing?
Not so bad. Not so bad. Back on the winning streak. Woo.
Streak of one.
Yeah. Better than a streak of none.
I like the rhymes, they really work. You should do that all the time.
God,
I'm
Jamie, you
actually-
get too much enjoyment out of it.
Do love a good pun rhyme. I'm actually flying in my other league. In my other league, I'm actually 6-0. I'm like fucking bossing it.
Yeah,
Did
I
you
don't care
also-
about that one.
Did you also get the Did you also get the shift at summer camp when you were 13? Just
Who
for
went to
background.
summer camp? That's like an English or an American
Yeah,
thing to do.
what's
We're
the-
Irish,
Well,
man.
I
We don't
could-
do
I
summer
could-
camps.
I couldn't say the Gaeltacht, like, could I?
I
Like,
could
no one's going to understand that. Like, if I say, "Oh, did you get the shift at the Gaeltacht?" Like, no one outside of Ireland knows what that means. Like,
I went to those like shitty GA camps. That's about all I went to.
Yeah, that was about it.
Uh,
And cool clubs. Yeah, that it. Cool clubs now they call it.
My mother was not paying to send me off in some fancy camp.
what to the Aran
We don't
Islands to
even
get
have
shouted at in
that.
Irish?
I
I
always
don't
wanted
think
to
we
go to
even
that.
have them.
I want there's that camp in Rockwell. I always wanted to go to camp in Rockwell and
What camp in Rockwell?
yeah, for like kids. There's a camp in Rockwell.
Yeah, but what camp? What do they do?
I don't know. It's just fancy camp apparently.
It's just a fancy college. It's just
Fancy
You
camp.
seem to-
You know?
For a 32-year-old man, you seem to know a lot about this camp in Rockwell.
Hang on, no, I'm 31. We'll be adding fucking years me now, top like.
Do you want to hear something great for this weekend? I got the enjoyment of going to the Taylor Swift Eras tour in the cinema.
Oh, you did not. You poor
oh my
girl.
god.
It is
God.
3 hours long,
Oh,
and I didn't
God.
find out it was 3 hours long until I was in the car park of the cinema.
Oh my god.
The only thing I've sat down and actually, there's only two things I've sat down and watched that were films like that are 3 hours long and worth it. They were The Lord of the Rings and Kingdom of Heaven, and anything else that was over that length of time was never, ever, ever worth it. Not
Yeah.
director's cuts, extended cuts. The whole Snyder people could get mad at me for Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League. It was fucking awful. It was too long.
How long was The Dark Knight? The Dark Knight must have been around 2.5, was it?
It's
Oh,
2.5,
probably,
yeah. But like
yeah.
that's standard for like massive movie now. It's 2.5. Like you got to do 2.5.
It
Like
was not-
Avatar, the new Avatar was 3 hours, and I did struggle to get to the end of that. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. It
Hours
was
is
just
too much.
yeah, it
3
was
hours is
long.
Too long, like two and a half hours max. That's how much of my attention span you got.
If you have to Google when you can go to the bathroom in the movie before you go to the movie, it's probably too long.
You don't go to the bathroom. You hold it.
Hold it.
Yeah, you hold it. We're Irish. We don't get up and interrupt other people's movies.
So we're like people getting up and like singing and dancing at this thing, or you're just kind of sitting down watching her.
Like we had to go to a 2:30 showing, so like it'd be a bit weird if people were getting up and singing and dancing.
I saw them on TikTok and they're all like doing these like weird cult circle dance things, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck is this?
It's like that movie Midsummer. We're really hitting the movies hard, and we're not even talking about
It
football.
was exactly like Midsummer.
That is also a terrible movie. That was 2 hours of my life I needed back.
I had to Google the whole thing again to find out what actually happened.
It's never a good sign.
No.
God,
Let's
no.
talk about actual fantasy then. Was there any?
Oh yeah.
Lord of the Rings is a good movie. Frodo, he didn't. Frodo was overrated, man. He didn't even get rid of the ring. He just fell. Sam was the real hero.
Complete aside, while we're talking about Lord of the Rings, I read a theory the last day that when Sam carries Frodo.
Yeah,
to-
we're not going down that rabbit hole, right? We're not. The ring didn't understand the whole thing of Sam couldn't carry it, but he could carry Frodo carrying it. So technically, couldn't they have just stuck the ring on something and got it there? No, we're not going down there. No, I'm ruining your point. We're not going down that rabbit hole.
We could have used a rabbit and just got into the fucking lava
No.
pit easily.
No, because the rabbit would have died.
That's how they created the rabbit from the Monty Pythons, the one that kills everyone in the Holy Grail.
Peter Jackson was thinking ahead, you see.
Him and John Cleese tied in. Well, we
Yeah.
could have gone with what was Tolkien instead of Jackson. Jackson didn't like shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
It's fair, yeah.
Oh, we'll start getting onto fantasy topics. I actually wanted to give a little plug to an app that I came across on Twitter. It's a DFS app that three guys in the UK have made. They actually went and like got gambling permissions from like whatever the UK gambling authority to set up this DFS app. Built a beautiful app for it. Like their Twitter handle is @FantasyGameDay. And I just wanted to kind of say it because we were talking on Twitter, and I kind of thought like that is serious props to go and make a fantasy app and then get it registered for gambling and then try and build it up yourselves. Like Paddy Power's taking all our monies. Maybe these boys could have them instead.
Yeah. I
Sounds
think
like a
we
lot
could.
of effort.
It's something we should do now on Sundays. I think is go in and put out our DFS teams to our adoring fans through these Three New Boys app. Be support local, as you said, Dan.
Oh, here's the catch though: the boys haven't made it in Ireland yet. They can't get the Irish Gaming Commission yet, so it's only the UK. So it's not local for us.
Well, for two of us anyway.
But that was like our first ever ad read. So I was thinking like we should really get onto Guinness and Jameson and see can we get ad reads for them, because they don't even need to pay us. They can just like, give us free product.
They're not going to give us anything because they'll just go through our old social medias and be like, look what our products have done to these people. That's just like a terrible advertisement for us. It's like, drink our products, end up poor and homeless.
Yeah, and in fairness, we're already plugging them for free when we're giving them money for their products still. So
Yeah. So gamble and drink responsibly, as well.
It's a family
ever
show.
drank responsibly?
Or gamble responsibly.
It's just that's another thing. You see, like people were giving out about the Irish. We're like the world's biggest binge drinkers, and I was like, we don't binge drink. What the fuck is binge drinking? Like we go out for a night of drinking, we might go out the following night, but then we go to work Monday, and it's like a binge drinking is having 6 or more, not pints, units of alcohol. I'm like, that's 3 pints.
That's a
That's
Tuesday.
not binge drinking. Yeah, that's warming up. That's what I have before I go to the pub. It's like, who has less than 3 pints and goes home after a night out? That's not a night out. That's an afternoon before the night out.
Quiet funeral.
Yeah, just fucking. That's not even a funeral. It's like a morning off.
All right, we're 8 minutes into the show and we haven't talked any football. So let's go. Let's go to the big scorers this week in week 6 of the fantasy football. Tua Tagovailoa, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Sam Howell, and Justin Herbert make up the top 5 QBs. Nothing too spectacular there, is there?
Dak with his first big week of the year. Props. Finally ran in a touchdown, threw a touchdown.
Fair play to him. Somehow looks like a boy who's very streamable at the moment, doesn't he? Couple of
Sam Howell have coming up.
Got the Giants this week.
Giants in Philly, yeah. You can load him up for the next couple of games, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he did just go through the Bears and Atlanta, but he did well against Philly in the first game, so you would assume.
Yeah, Philly can't really stop many quarterbacks at the minute. They're very, very susceptible to the pass.
No, and then he's got New England after that, so he's probably streamable for about 3 weeks.
The running backs, Raheem Mostert, top of the list again. Travis Etienne, Kyron Williams with the bum ankle now, Derrick Henry, and Breece Hall make up the top 5.
Say it right.
Who? King Henry.
Yeah, there we go.
I was questioning Breece Hall. I was like,
me too. I was like, Breeze?
Right.
I love how you just realized then who I was on about straight away.
After a massive amount of self-doubt. Any talking points here?
Not really. Kyron Williams, is he going to be healthy this week?
No,
Doesn't
I don't
look
think
like
so.
it.
Yeah,
Looks like he's out.
I
that could
will
be an
putting
interesting one.
Justice Hill into my lineup this week.
Oh Jesus,
Oh,
That's where I am
that's
now.
rough. Yeah,
James Conner and Kyron Hill in successive weeks. Great. Love fantasy football.
yeah. Well, at least you managed to get a few wins on the board before your whole running back team decided to go down. The only person I've had weeks where I haven't even had two running backs to play. It helps when you have one of the two players needed to play the position. When you're a man down, it doesn't help.
It helps when you're putting running backs into your running back slot. All right.
Yeah.
yeah.
The wide receiver position, Tyreek Hill dominated again. He'll be in conversation for MVP if it wasn't a quarterback award, really. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Cooper Kupp returns. Adam Thielen with just an amazing season continued. Who would have thought 8th round Adam Thielen would be as good as he is? And then Keenan Allen finishes up the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. All kind of guys you expect to be there again, really, isn't it? Kupp is the worry if you're a Nakua owner, because he's doing exactly what we're getting thought he would do at this point, and Nakua is not going to be that formidable anymore, but it's a pity because of his talent.
Yeah, well, we did say this when if Kupp was coming back, we said that if he was healthy and the hamstrings weren't going to be a recurring issue, that Nakua owners should have either sold high or expect a drop in production. Like he was getting 20 and 30 points a week. Like that was never going to be sustainable with Cooper Kupp back in. Cooper Kupp's taking 60% of the targets minimum. Do you know, like that's just a minimum. And then the rest of the team got to eat as well. So Nakua is down to from a 60% target share, probably down to a 20% target share. It's about what he can do with them now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tight ends, Travis Kelce, Dalton Schultz, Kyle Pitts. That's a name we haven't seen in the top 5 recently. Jonnu Smith and Michael Mayer.
Fair.
I will say, though, the Atlanta passing attack seems to have
2 tight ends in it.
I mean, they actually seem to be willing to throw the ball a little bit. It's been better.
The tight end. It's because Desmond Ridder can't see anything further than 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. He's like, oh, where's Drake London? Oh, tight end. Where's another receiver I don't know any names of? Oh, Van Jefferson. They got him this week. Tight end.
Tight end. Any interest in Michael Mayer, the rookie who's coming on a little bit for Vegas?
I said him at the start of the year. He was going to be my last pick in the draft. And then with the way things fell, I needed another running back. And I kind of felt Deuce Vaughn might be ahead of Rico Dowdle. I was wrong. But I was going to pick up Michael Mayer. But I'm surprised he didn't come to be their number 1 tight end straight away out of the draft. But delighted to see him getting his touches.
Easy schedule coming as well. Chicago and Detroit are the next 2 games, so he'll definitely be high up on waiver claims this week, I think. But it just depends who gets him, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one though. Like, it's hard to know where they're going to go straight back to Michael Mayer. Like every week, they have who's the tight end ahead of them there at the minute? They have someone good, don't they? And they have Austin Hooper. Like Austin Hooper's was playing decent, but like Hooper's been on a downward trend for the past couple of seasons. He had his really big year with, was it Cleveland 2 seasons ago?
I think it was the Falcons.
Or Falcons. Yeah, and then Cleveland, he kind of had a downturn and he just seems to be regressing. So you would like to see Michael Mayer go and be more of a streamable tight end because I think he has the ability to be an every week tight end, a guy that you can take in the 4th, 3rd, 6th round, maybe latest, and get the really decent production in future years. Like
defenses, Minnesota were the top defense. Kansas City continuing a good season. Jacksonville had a good week against Gardner Minshew, who didn't realize he didn't play for them anymore. Cincinnati Bengals, and then the Chicago Bears with a surprising defensive performance. But let's face it, I don't think anyone's. They did get 12 points in fairness.
Yeah, but it was against the Vikings and Kirk Cousins, who's just like He's just like, everybody gets a pick this week. It's just like that's his new thing.
Jamie,
Yeah.
kicker of the week.
The kicker of the week. Oh, I was watching Sunday. I talked to my Greg DeLeg again, but we're back to the man himself, the man who won me my league a couple of years back, Justin Tucker. He's back to the top.
You
Well done,
really
Justin.
you really got cursed by that championship win, didn't you? I think you've had like dud seasons since.
Yeah.
I've had about 3. Well, I had 3 wins this year, so I've had about 5 wins.
And like
Championship.
we didn't play a keeper league at that stage, and you had Tucker, Lamar, CMC, Keenan Allen.
Mhm.
Oh,
a great team,
who
yeah.
else? Who else did you have? You Aaron Jones still, didn't you?
I had Aaron Jones, yeah. I had a
You
few.
still-
I had a great team.
Yeah, that was a
Great,
fantastic team. Yeah, that was a fantastic team. That was the only year before this year where Christian McCaffrey played every game, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah, that's good.
So
That's
far
good
this year,
idea.
we'll say so far, because he did get hurt this week, didn't he?
I remember watching the whole game, watching Tyler Bass, and hoping to God he doesn't kick it on field goal, because I think I won that by like 2 points.
This is why we shouldn't have kicker Tyler Bash should not be deciding our championship for
No,
us.
yes, he should. Kickers are a vital part of the NFL, and they're a vital part of fantasy.
We respect you.
Week 7 slate. Jaguars at the Saints. Yay. I'll list off the names. I think all the Jaguars are basically in play this week. Well, everyone but Tank Bigsby.
Poor old Tank. Yeah, probably. Like, Etienne has just been immense. Like, and he is out and out taking every single snap there. Like, Bigsby isn't even a streamable option. Yeah, just roll up Etienne there. He's gonna have another big week.
You might have issues with Calvin Ridley because of he either seems to be featured heavily or doesn't appear at all in the game.
Yeah, they were saying that at the weekend there, like the reason the Jags looked so bad for the past couple of games was Everton seemed to be forced to Calvin Ridley, but when they went back to it, this game and the game before, going back to just kind of taking what was available with Christian Kirk and Travis Etienne, they started to play a lot better. So like maybe it's just a scheme issue with the Jags trying to force balls to Calvin Ridley. I don't know, but like they do seem to play better when they just go through Kirk and Etienne. Like,
would you play Calvin Ridley or Jacoby Myers against the Bears?
Oh, Myers.
Yeah, I think Myers, man, is
big on Myers. I think he's a really good, consistent wide receiver.
Calvin Ridley or Gabe Davis against the Patriots?
It's tough to say, isn't it? Gabe
tough,
Davis
but-
against a bad
Yeah.
Patriots team, like no Matthew Judon, no number one corner. You probably lean to Gabe Davis, wouldn't you?
So the Bills seem
Just-
to struggle against teams they should beat. Like they struggled the last night against the Giants again. They seem to struggle against teams like that. So I'd probably
The
go Ridley.
divisional game as well, isn't it? Actually, that's
Yeah.
a divisional game. They were always tight, kind of.
Yeah, so probably go Ridley.
And then Kirk, I'd probably play straight away. You guys the same?
Yeah, I'd go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe put Kirk in
And
there straight
Evan
off.
Ingram, you're going to play him, so we don't really need to discuss that.
No.
On the Saints side, Kamara's in, so we don't need to talk about him. Olave and Thomas are becoming a little bit problematic. Like you're going to play Olave, but you're not really happy with the output either, are you?
No, not really. This week was a little bit better for Olave owners, but you drafted him where you drafted him. We say this a lot. Because you drafted him so high, you're either going to try trade off the name value now, or you're just going to grit your teeth and hope things get better. But realistically, Derek Carr being the quarterback there, it's not going to get much better. You might have one big or two big weeks in him. And as for Michael Thomas, I think we talked about this 2 weeks ago on the show. Like he's a 7, 8, 9 point a week guy. He is a flex option. That's it. You're not getting wide receiver 2 value from Michael Thomas. Like,
No, he's a low end flex. That's it.
thanks, Jamie.
Yeah.
Shahid had a big game last week, but I don't know. Like, he's probably on waivers most places. Are you grabbing him?
I don't think so. Like, I think you're struggling to get points out of Olave and Thomas. You're not going to get points to Shahid. But I do like a Shahid as a wide receiver. I think he's talented, but I don't think he'd be fancy relevant for a long time.
He
Did
is
you
a
guys
wide
just see
receiver,
the?
36.
Did you see the news?
No?
Breaking
The
news.
Eagles have just signed Julio Jones.
Oh.
You're joking me. I just dropped him off a dynasty roster last
Mm.
week.
No, the Eagles have just signed Julio Jones. Is Devontae Smith or AJ Brown hurt?
Why are they signing Julio Jones? Like, what the fuck are they going to do with Julio Jones?
That's what I'm asking. Is one of the are one of the two of them after getting hurt today or something in practice or something?
Not that I
Oh,
saw.
nothing else.
I don't see anything on Sleeper either about it here.
No,
Can't
they're
believe
both
that.
loaded up here.
Like,
So annoyed about that. I literally just dropped him. Like,
I am so happy I ruined Dan's day.
let's skip over Shahid then. I'm just done. Turning the laptop off.
Just give up. Poor Shahid.
The Lions at the Ravens. I suppose the first place we need to start
He's
is
rattled. He's actually rattled.
the
Compose
Ravens.
yourself down. It's okay. We got
Bit of
this.
professionalism here, Dan. Come on now. Get it together, man.
The running backs for the Lions is where we need to start here. Monty's probably gone for 4 weeks, I would imagine, because I think it's 2 weeks they're by, and then you might get him back after that. Jahmyr Gibbs, he was injured as well, so I don't know where we stand there.
Mhm.
Apparently,
I think
he's
he's
trending
gonna-
towards playing.
He's trending towards playing, but he was out for 2 weeks. And it seems to be a hamstring, which is not good at all because he did that in practice. Craig Reynolds looks quite good, though. To be fair to him, anytime he had to come in as a backup, he's played quite well.
Yeah, the question then is, say you've lost, I don't know, Kyron Williams. Say you have someone like Ford on your bench. Are you playing Ford, or are you going to play Reynolds in this matchup against the Ravens?
Oh, you're definitely playing forward.
Yeah, surely.
See, maybe
The
say you've got-
Ravens are extremely good against the run as well. Like,
say you're looking at Reynolds or Keontae Ingram. I'll get you the matchup here now. The Cardinals have the Seahawks.
yeah, that was a bit of a letdown this weekend. I thought Keontae Ingram was going to be a little bit better, but no, that's a tougher one to call. I'd lean to Ingram just because I reckon Gibbs might be back and they will get him involved some way, shape, or form.
Ingram's not great.
No, he is not.
The two quarterbacks in this game, Goff and Jackson, they're probably just auto starts. Goff's on fire. Like,
Yeah.
you probably don't have an out. Like, Jackson's not actually playing badly himself, I don't think personally, but every match there just seems to be an excuse. Like,
Yeah, he's a lack of options around him, and like the defense has been keeping them in games. That's why they have the record they have. But like at times he does need to do more with the ball. Like he's one of the best QBs for running the ball. Like he just needs to do a little bit better. Jeez, more breaking news. I think that's what Jamie's reaction was about.
Yeah, did you see that one?
Yeah,
James
James Robinson.
Robinson.
Yeah.
what is it, just a relevant player day? Is it like, why are all these?
It's a random one. No?
Who did he sign with?
The Packers.
Packers.
Why did they sign him? Like,
That's a
Aaron
random
Jones
one.
can't stay fit. And AJ Dillon his ass. They're like, hey, I know what we do. We'll go get another guy whose ass. 2 asses are better than none.
did Fournette sign with the Bears yet? Not the
I
Bears.
don't
Sorry,
know.
the who is he looking at?
I don't know.
Oh,
Bills.
I saw that today. Yeah, the Bills. Yeah.
Lenny Fournette coming back as big as Warren Sapp.
Let's talk about these running backs for the Ravens, even though we don't want to. I am going
Why?
to have to play Justice Hill this week. I am in no way happy about it. I'm considering just getting Latavius Murray off the waivers for my
Do
low end
not.
flex.
That is probably what I'm going to do.
Jesus
I was like
Christ.
a cunt. I had to drop him because of Ingram coming back. I was like, please just be Demicato for the weekend and leave Ingram be injured. And Ingram was back. I was like, oh, I have to drop Murray.
You and Murray have a real love affair going.
Yeah, man.
I think there's only going to be the two of you fighting over Murray anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. And it's like,
He got me out of a hole, so he did.
Gus Bus or Justice Hill, no interest in either, really, if you can avoid them.
Neither.
I take the Gus Bus
You know.
over Justice Hill, if that's the question. But realistically, Latavius Murray.
Gus hasn't scored over 6. Oh, he got 12 points in week 2, but then it's not been over 6 points any of the weeks.
Yeah, you don't want. You're not going there. They have a running back and the quarterback. They don't need another running back.
Low end
Wide
flex.
receivers in this game. Zay Flowers had a decent game
Not
last
even.
week.
Yeah, I finally caught a touchdown.
Mhm.
About time.
Are you looking
Delighted.
forward to this game against the Lions?
Nope,
God, no.
I think he's going straight back to the bench.
I might play him here, to be honest. Like, would you play him or Hollywood Brown against the Seahawks?
Probably lean to Hollywood.
Yeah,
Would you play him or Drake London against Tampa?
I play Zay Flowers.
I think I would probably play
Mm.
Drake London there because London's been getting like loads of targets. They are targets from Ritter, but they're targets.
He's a big guy. He probably thinks he's a tight end.
Question in there: should I trade Mixon and Higbee for Rashad White and Kittle? No,
Yeah,
No.
Rashad White's been so
No.
bad.
yeah, but Mixon hasn't been great either.
I think he got more upside than Mixon though.
I think you're just looking at the name value of Mixon.
Yeah.
I- They've both been bad, and Higbee is worse than Kittle. Kittle is doing better.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kittle had that 3 touchdown week. The only problem is Kittle had this week without CMC and Deebo Samuel, and he still did nothing. So I don't know why he had no production.
Yeah, but apart from that 3 touchdown week, what has Kittle done? Like, he hasn't done a whole pile, has he?
He had 1 week before that with maybe a touchdown and 70 yards or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, 3, 4, 12 and a half, 1. Then it's 3 touchdown and 0.6.
Yeah,
Like-
did nothing this weekend against when he was like the only show in town, really.
Yeah,
The only problem is Higbee is nothing as well. Like Higbee's nothing to me. Like,
Higbee's the exact same thing. Yeah,
you know who's been really good at tight end? Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, who we wrote off 2 or 3 weeks ago.
hmm
I don't think I'm trading Mixon for like Rashad White and Kittle. That's essentially what that trade is to me, and I just don't. I like. What are you going to get from Rashad White? Like 8 points a week?
Yeah, it's what. Yeah, look, I can see it. Like, it's just Mixon has been frustrating. Like,
He has been
I think-
frustrating. In fairness,
and you're not going to trade up. Like, I think Rashad White is the level of what you're getting for Mixon at the minute.
I got a trade offer of Mixon and Sam Laporta for Josh Jacobs the last day, and I turned it down.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
you
very
idiot.
tempting, but like,
Josh
Yeah.
No, I would. I keep Josh Jacobs too, Dan. I'm only messing with you.
Yeah,
I
I would, yeah.
genuinely would. I would keep Josh Jacobs.
yeah, just like Mixon has just been too disappointing. I do understand why you'd want to get rid of him though, but maybe he's almost a trade for target because people are so low on him though.
yeah. I think those kind of guys you just got to hold on to and just ride that wave and hope it gets better.
Things will always get better.
Yeah, I suppose.
Odell Beckham, Nelson Aguilar, I don't care. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's an auto start. Williams cannot go into anyone's lineup. Like, the man can only catch 40-yard touchdowns. That's all he can do. Like,
It's a good skill to have.
Yeah,
it is.
but it's true. It is true. He had 2 receptions last day. One was a 40-yard touchdown, which inflates his numbers again. But yeah, you know,
Mark Andrews has been a bit disappointing. They're not featuring him very heavily in the offense, but it's a tight end stud that you have to play, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's good tight end production. Like, considering like most tight ends go from having 10, 11 point weeks to having 0.6 or 2 point weeks. Like, it's just, he's solid production every week. Even if you're only getting 7 or 8 points out of him, you could be playing someone who's getting 2 points at the tight end position. You're probably winning that matchup most weeks.
Playing against Sam Laporta in this match, Sam Laporta's quickly become the tight end darling of the league.
Tight end 2 on the season.
And I don't have him anywhere.
Yeah, me either.
I do. I have him in my other league. But yeah.
This imaginary league.
It's not an imaginary league.
It's just
one
he
of those
somehow got the best team ever.
Oh yeah, CMC,
No
I
one
have him
else
in my other
plays.
league. There's also this really cute girl in that league that, I kissed, but whatever.
What? Not even sure what you're trying to take the piss out of me there first. Ew, kisses girls. Ew.
Jimmy.
What the fuck is wrong with the two of you?
Let's just move on. Okay, this is
Yeah,
rapidly
this is just. Yeah.
The Raiders at the Bears. Justin Fields.
We have another question there, Dan, before you want to move on there. I was just flabbergasted at what was actually going on around me.
Do I trade Mahomes for AJ Brown and Jordan Love? Yes, you do.
Oof, yeah, you probably do. Yeah.
That's a good job.
Jordan Love's had 2 down weeks since I picked him up. That's probably my fault. But AJ Brown's been pretty good, and you always take the big production. Like the 2-for-1 there. You're gonna end up in bonus points there over what Mahomes is gonna get you most weeks. Like,
if you change this to a super flex format, does it change it for you?
Yeah, it does. Then yeah, I'm keeping Mahomes then 100%.
Yeah.
If it's super flex, I'm keeping Mahomes. He's too valuable. Super flex.
I think I'd still probably go the AJ Brown, Jordan Love route purely because AJ Brown's been so good, and Mahomes is like, they seem to be able to just do it with the running game this year. They don't seem to need Mahomes to, like, he probably obviously can still go out and throw for like 304, but they don't seem to need him to do that at the minute.
It's hard to do it when you fuck all people other than Kelsey to throw it to as well. It's serious. Like, after this year, if the Chiefs do not get a viable receiver and Kelsey retires, because he has to regress at some point. He'll be 34 next year. If he stays, he's probably not going to be as good as what he is this year or has been. They have to get another number 1 option. If they don't, the Chiefs are just going to be ass.
The Raiders at the Bears.
Okay.
Fields is out. So we have Bagent. Is that how we say it? Bagent. Anyway, he's not going to be good. So get the Raiders defense. Poor man's first snap. It was like a fumble to pick 6. Not fumble to pick 6. Sorry. Fumble return for 6.
Yeah, poor guy. It kind of makes any Bear you had unserviceable, really, doesn't it?
You can't play any of them. Just
Yeah.
like, are you putting DJ Moore in? Are you playing that game with this guy?
No, I don't think so.
Like DJ Moore or Amari Cooper against the Colts?
Amari Cooper, Wade.
Like, Deshaun Watson's probably not back there either. Would you play DJ Moore or Gabe Davis against, who were they against again? Sorry. Against the Patriots.
probably keep Davis, but you kind of hope that because he's going to have to rely on the likes of DJ Moore, that it might keep his productions still serviceable, that you could at least flex them. But I think that's a punt in the dark.
Shane, do you want to play Komet at all?
I don't know. Do you go back to Komet again? Surely you're just sticking with him at this point, are you? He's done well enough for you all season. Well, not all season, past 2 weeks. Probably going to stick with him for another week, see if he can get that production back. It's the Vikings was a funny one. Like somehow they both managed to score a lot, but yet nobody seems to have done much scoring fantasy wise.
We'll get to the questions now, just before we go on to the Raiders side of the ball. So I have Herbert, Kyron, Pollard, Jones, and Ford. Cup, Chase, Ayuk, Ridley, and Flowers. Tight end is Ingram and Pitts. I'm trying to get Jonathan Taylor. Do I do Ridley and Ford for him, or do I send both trade scenarios? You do Ridley for Ford for him. I don't know if you get that done. I think it must be a combination of Ridley and Ford for Jonathan Taylor, but I don't know if you get that trade done with Ridley and Ford.
Yeah, I don't think you do.
I don't think so, no.
I think probably
he's getting better and better and better. Like
the other one then is Pollard, Kyron, Aaron Jones, and Ford. Is that the other trade?
Does it continue on below? Sorry, there's a few questions in the chat. The other trade might be Pollard, Kyron, Aaron Jones, and Ford. Okay,
you probably get it done with that. You definitely get it done with that.
You're not sending that
no, you're not.
Like Kyron and Ford probably gets it done easily, I would imagine.
For JT, Kyron injured at the minute, and Ford not being as productive since week 3, maybe he hasn't been too productive.
Are you trading? I don't think I'm trading Pollard straight up. Like I think Pollard's more valuable than JT at the minute.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, JT probably. JT has a better chance of being more productive at the end of the year, I would say, with the way the Colts are probably going to end up running the ball for the next couple of weeks.
You could try and slap Flowers and Kyron together and see can you make that work.
Yeah, that would probably maybe make someone look twice at it anyway. Say Flowers is just very boom or bust week to week.
You do have Cup and Chase in your team, so you could probably end up. You could even send Ayuk if you put Kyron and Ayuk together. That'd work.
Yeah, I think that definitely gets it done because Ayuk has been solid.
Let's see what we got here. Do you think there is a chance Fournette signs with the team this season? I imagine Fournette signs this week.
It doesn't sound like he signed this week, though. It sounds like he's going to kind of hold tough. He seems like he wants the Bills, but the Bills don't want him.
Yeah, that's because they have a better version of him in Latavius Murray.
What's Fournette going to build his stomach like? Yeah, he's not getting a big contract. He needs to just hurry up and sign. Jeez, like, could he sign for the Rams to cover over the week for Kyron?
He signed for Dunkin' Donuts.
Send Saquon and Goddard and Bijan. I have Waller for Bijan. So I imagine this is Saquon and Goddard for Bijan. And they have Waller. Yeah, I probably do that trade.
Yeah.
It's just the Bijan owner is going to be so happy with how Bijan's been going. I don't know. Do you get the I don't think there's any trade anyone could probably give to someone this year to get Bijan. By all means, go for it. I probably would take that. It's just Saquon's injury prone. Goddard is only started to play well in the last couple of weeks. Like he could drop off again. You know what you have at Bijan. It's solid RB1 every week. Like it's hard to pry that away from somebody.
Yeah, if you get Bijan, go get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the new hotness, though, is the problem. Shane, you're blocked out by this question. This is a long one.
Yeah, big one.
So we can only hold 2 quarterbacks. My quarterback is Fields and Stroud. That's what I have in our league. I traded Stroud Terry, Ford, and Komet for Burrow. Whoa. Sorry, Burrow, Debo, and Ferguson. I should have read on. I was like, Jesus, you've traded a lot for Burrow. He forgot that Burrow has a bye this week. Now he has no QB. Do you just cut Fields and like cut? Oh, it's so hard. Basically, he's dug himself a hole. Now you're staring down the barrel of cutting Fields.
Oh God.
Yeah, like
I'd say probably after.
everyone you go to trade with is like, does Fields even have trade value at the minute? Like, do you really want to trade for Fields?
No, I wouldn't imagine so. Like, I think you could probably drop Fields, and there's a good chance you probably get him back.
No,
I don't
he's
think
getting
so.
picked up.
No.
Yeah.
I think there's a better chance of getting Burrow back. I know he's had 2 good weeks, but people are still going to be shook on Burrow. Like, I would just bite the bullet and cut Burrow for this week and pick up someone else. You have a better shot of getting Burrow back. Realistically, you do.
Do you just take the loss though? You could just take a loss for the week.
You could do that as well, but if you're 3 and
Titans.
3 now, like you're
It depends what
need
you
every-
are. Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you're like 6-0, yeah, take the loss.
5-1, 4-2
no.
even. I'd probably just take the loss. But if
Yeah.
you're at 500 or you're lower, just cut Burrow. Just cut Burrow and fucking gung ho it. You either one of them you cut, you're not getting them back. Your best chance of getting one back is Burrow, but I don't think you're getting either of them back.
I don't think
Whoever you
back,
cut.
no.
I'm cutting Fields over Burrow though. Like Fields could be gone for a month. Like,
Was he injured? Did Fields get injured?
yeah,
He's injured, yeah.
He fucked up his thumb. He dislocated his thumb.
Yeah, he's
He
not going
doesn't need his thumb. Just run.
He's catch the ball.
Yeah, just run, like.
What else we got here? I got a trade request, 8-man non-PPR.
Oh, hang on, Dan. Before you go to that, Chandler Constantino, the man we just read about, that he is 3-3 at the minute.
Yeah, cut Fields. It sucks, man. It really does suck. I'm sorry about that, but just cut Fields and roll with Burrow.
Well, I wouldn't cut him now. I'd wait till closer to the weekend.
Yeah, he's not playing.
Yeah. Just wait till closer to the weekend. Find out what the injury report is. First off, see, is he going to be placed on IR? Is it going to be a 2-week thing, a 3-week thing? And just see, because even if it's just this weekend, like, then I just take the loss and just play no quarterbacks. You're going to lose either way. Don't cut either of them.
Yeah, leave it to Sunday so no one can pick him up.
Yeah,
And
that's
and then hope to God that he comes back around to next week.
yeah. Like, if it's only a week-long thing, I just wait till the weekend, and then, like, if he's definitely not playing, I just take the loss then. But it's hard to say, like, because even if you cut Fields, Burrow's still out in the bye. Like, what do you do?
I'm assuming there's no IR spot in this league because they have a cap on the amount of quarterbacks they have, so you can't put Fields in the IR anyway. I'd just cut Fields, pick up a different quarterback, play him, and like, is anyone going to pick up Fields if he's injured? I don't know. Maybe someone is. I feel like, yeah,
Probably not. Then,
yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks, but maybe just roll the dice. I don't know. I'd cut Fields and just play someone to try and get a win, because if you're 3-3, it's tough in the streets. I got a trade request, 8-man non-PPR, 0-6, Cousins, Foreman, Bijan, Cup, Metcalf, Logan Thomas, Jerry Jeudy, Watson, Algier, Dylan, Gibbs, Ingram. Receive Lockett, Goddard for Aaron Jones. So you'd get Lockett and Goddard for Aaron Jones. I'd probably make that very light at receiver, though. Running back, even, sorry.
I wouldn't. I think Aaron Jones can come back fine off the injury, and if he does, he's like, the Packers are screaming for a running back. Like, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, no, I'm not making that trade. No, you're too light a running back. With the way running backs are going down this year, there's not a chance I'm giving up a guy like Aaron Jones. Like you could scrape by weeks when Jones is out, Algier, Dylan, Gibbs. Like you have the backup there. It's no, I'm just not giving it up. You need two good running backs on a team this year with the way running backs are falling like flies. And if Jones is going to be healthy, I'm keeping him.
We got distracted there. Back to the game. The Raiders side of the ball. We were talking about the Raiders and the Bears. It's the usual suspects here. It's Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers. And then the only real question is, are you going to fire up Michael Mayer or are you going to wait a week?
Probably waiting the week, I'd say. Even though, look, he's probably the tight end one. He had a 5-point week last week. He's a 10-point week this week. Just go for it, I'd say. Just go for the Michael Mayer. If you're on that tight end carousel as it is, you just take the risk. It's not like it's going to hurt any more than what Hunter Henry did to you for the last 2-3 weeks. What Logan Thomas did to me this week after I picked him up. It's just tight ends are tight ends. They will hurt. Jonnu Smith is another guy you could probably go and pick up. Just tight ends.
I think it depends if Garoppolo's playing or not, and it doesn't look like he might. If he's not playing, I think you're in a bit of spot of bother. I don't think you're going to catch three receivers there. I think like you're probably only looking at Adams and Myers, and that's it.
Getting a lot of trade like questions about Mixon today. Mixon, Ridley, and Higbee for Kelsey.
I don't know. Is it getting it done? Is it?
I don't know if I want to trade three.
High.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know if I want to trade 3 pieces for Kelsey. It's a lot to trade for Kelsey.
Yeah, but you're going to have to give up that much equity to get Kelsey. Like the Kelsey owner isn't going to give him up for less than a replacement and 2 pieces probably throw into his team that are going to make his team better.
Yeah,
he's trying to trade away.
You might as well take Higbee out. That's like too fair.
Yeah,
you pick off a better one than on the waivers. Like,
yeah.
Fair point, well made. And then Mixon and Ridley, they've not really been helping you a lot either.
No.
Yeah, I suppose go get Kelsey, but Kelsey's not been on fire either, has he?
No, he has not. He is not round 1 value at all.
Whose team is he on, Jamie?
He's on my team. I am a 50.
The Browns at the Colts.
Yeah, more breaking news. Rice Freeman has signed to the Rams roster, and they've put Darrell Henderson on their practice squad in anticipation of the weekend.
So,
well, that's a whole lot of shite, so we don't care.
Like, what's with the poor Lenny Fournette can't get a break, can he?
It's because he hasn't left the Wendy's drive-through yet.
Watch now, he'll sign with someone to be unreal for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
We'll all be like, we said it. Pick up Fournette.
And 2 burgers. Deshaun Watson, Gardner Minshew. Deshaun Watson's probably not playing. He seems to be in a lot of pain, apparently.
Good.
That's why I left that gap there. Ford and Hunt were both good at the weekend. I think you can probably fire both of them up in a pinch.
Yeah, they seemed okay.
Jonathan Taylor, Zach Moss both got it done in the passing game.
Yeah, the box was kind of loaded, wasn't it, with Minshew coming in at quarterback. They were daring him to throw it. So it'll be interesting to see what way that goes, because that's going to affect Taylor and Moss's production to come. Like, you would hope that Minshew can have a bit more success throwing the ball downfield and loading up them running lanes, and the running backs to do a bit better. But I think Taylor started with a heap of the snaps, and as the game went on, they got Moss more and more involved. I think without the touchdown, Moss's week would have been an 8-point week or 7-point week this week, I think, without the touchdown. So the production was back. The touchdown kind of saved his fantasy relevance this week.
I imagine it gets to 60-40 next week with Jonathan Taylor on top of that.
Yeah, it was very 50-50. I think they matched each other in carries and receptions, didn't they?
Amari Cooper made a fool of me after I made him my sit in this week's picks. Are we all?
He was at home.
Yeah. Those for silly, like.
So we're sitting him this week then, are we? When he's away?
Oh,
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
yeah.
We could drop him this week. Nobody's going to pick him up.
In all seriousness, though, would you play Amari Cooper or would you play someone like Terry McLaurin against the
Terry McLaurin.
Giants?
What's it, yeah.
Amari Cooper or Drake London against Tampa?
Drake London.
Drake London, yeah.
Amari Cooper or Hollywood Brown against Seattle?
Hollywood Brown.
Probably go Cooper there.
He's away, Jamie. You
You
think
can
I'm
make your
messing about this
decision.
shit?
I know.
This is serious.
We have proven that point on this podcast last year and this year. So,
Well, he's just been terrible at home this year as well, but that's not his fault. Just
That's not his
not
fault.
getting the ball thrown to him.
Amari Cooper or Michael Pittman in the same matchup?
Michael Pittman.
Pittman.
Okay. I'm a bit
That's
surprised
it,
with that one.
Pittman in a lot of leagues, huh?
Pittman is look.
Is he close to an
He
all-star?
struggled to catch the ball this weekend, and he still got 15 points.
I think he's probably an all-star at this point.
Are you looking Josh Downs' way yet, or are we staying away from Josh Downs? He's been consistent the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, Josh Downs is probably a guy that you could pick up and flex, or maybe just a guy that you might want a bit of depth at the wide receiver position. Like, you could get away with playing him, but I think this year has been exceptional for receivers. I think there's a lot of receivers out there sitting on waivers who are now creeping up to that 8 to 12 point region where they're playable guys, but they're sitting on waivers because you just don't have the space on your roster because it's stacked with 7 string running backs in case the first one gets injured.
People are rostering Rico Dowdle over here. Like,
it has to be done. This has been the worst year I've ever seen for running back injuries.
David Njoku, does anyone want to play Jason?
Probably not. Looking, Joker's probably a.
Is that one on thinker there, Jamie, was it?
It took a minute. I was like, why is he on Jason?
Swiftly moving on to the Buffalo Bills against the New England Patriots. Nothing here. Like,
no.
Patriot side, just leave it alone. Well, Stevenson maybe. Yeah, decent week.
Well, he limped off, didn't he?
Oh, did he limp off as well? Oh, God.
So I think he's questionable, isn't he? So, yeah, if you're going to play anyone on the Patriots side, it's probably Stevenson, but I still don't think you're very happy playing Stevenson.
No, Zeke had a good week as well.
Yeah, a touchdown call back, didn't he?
Mm.
He still got in the end zone anyway, but could you really bring yourself to play Zeke, though? Like, do you have the stones?
If Stevenson's out, you'd be more than happy to play Zeke, but other than that, no.
Yeah.
Something needs to change with the Patriots, though. Like Belichick just has to do something. Something has to change.
Probably the quarterback.
Whether it's but he doesn't seem to want to make the change of quarterback. So do you change your running back and go for more of a north-south runner and Zeke and keep getting 4-yard carries and try to play out a ball forward? Is Zeke the new way forward for him, setting up that play action pass? I don't know. Something has to change on the Patriots team. Someone has to become relevant. They're the Patriots. They always do something half relevant at some point in the season.
It's hard to see it, though, with this team.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be Hunter Henry, to be honest. I really did think it was going to be Hunter Henry, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, he's firmly made his way to your bench now. You're not playing him this week.
He's not even on the bench. His ass got dropped last week. Yeah. Someone else picked him up.
He's in the car on the way home from the playground.
Yeah.
He's meeting Leonard Fournette at Wendy's.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, he's an auto start. Jamie, do you want to talk about James Cook and the just horror show that's happening?
I wouldn't call it a horror show. Not exactly happy with his last few weeks, but He still is the RB1 there. I think he's still plug away with him and hope for the best. It's his lack of touchdowns really that's killing him. Other than that, I think his yardage is fine. Like he's getting between 50 and 70 yards most weeks. If they could just give him the ball and score a touchdown, that would be fantastic. You know, it really would.
His pass blocking is apparently the issue. He's whiffed on a fair few.
Yeah, but I think you load him up. You keep going.
Yeah, you do. In this running back landscape, you really do.
Mm-hmm.
Shane, Latavius Murray.
Low end flex option, man. The ultimate low end flex. He is the lowest of the low end of the flex. But in the running back community that we have here this year, Latavius Murray was an RB2 for me 1 week. So that man can do what he likes. Bring him in.
Fair.
Yeah, no, like seriously, with the way things are gone, Latavius Murray is one of the few RB2s in the league who is getting consistent carries, and he's barred the last, was it 2 weeks? He hasn't had a touchdown, and then they had the bye. Was it no the last 2 weeks? Yeah, I think one of the weeks he literally just had a touchdown. That was it. But like he's getting them touchdowns that Cook isn't getting.
Mm-hmm.
He's a red zone guy. Like, you know, as soon as the Bills get to the red zone off a big deep play that they throw to Gabe Davis that he doesn't get him for the touchdown, it's not James Cook coming out to the pitch, it's Latavius Murray.
Oh, I know.
If you play Murray, you're just strapping in and hoping you get to 8 points, really. But that could be the situation you're in. Like,
that's it. Like I was in that situation this year. Hopefully, I'm out of it now. So, like, we just need no more injuries to any good running backs on my team, and I'll be happy for the rest of the year with my 1-5 team that I have.
Well, you imagine it's a game that the Bills dominated, so like it should be a game that those two running backs.
You would have thought they would have dominated the Giants as well, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, but the Patriots front seven, like without Judon in that team, they seem to be handier to run on. So, like, if you would expect them to be sitting in the red zone a lot. So if you're thinking about playing Murray, this is probably actually a good week to play Murray if you're struggling in the running back department. And Cook should be okay as well this week to play. I actually think Murray could possibly outscore Cook this week just on the fact that he could get 2 touchdowns.
That's
like 2 touchdowns is 12 points. That's Cook will get 9 points off of carries alone.
Gabe Davis is a bit of a question mark here after he's been so good. He kind of goosed you a little bit this week, but you're still going to play him realistically. Like, you're not going to look at him. Like, are you going to play Gabe Davis or are you going to play Christian Watson against the Broncos?
Oh,
probably lean to Watson coming back this week off the bye with Jordan Love. That's your
probably Watson.
I probably lean to Watson. Love had a couple of down weeks, man, but Watson now, he's back from the injury. He's had a bye week. They've had a lot of time to prepare for this. You would think Watson's their number one option. I think that's clear Watson.
You're going to get a lot of that with the Packers this year, though. So, yeah, I think Watson, though.
Gabe Davis against the 49ers, Gabe Davis or Jordan Addison against the 49ers?
Go to Addison, man. Kevin O'Connell's offense, love to pass the ball. JJ out. Addison's only going to become more prominent as the weeks go on without JJ.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gabe Davis or Tyler Lockett against the Cardinals?
Seahawks are hard to judge this year. Geno's not firing on all cylinders. Metcalf and Lockett are both down, regressed from last year, but they're still solid options. Like, Lockett's going to see 50% of the targets, and Metcalf is the other half. So, Gabe Davis, you're hoping on that big touchdown. I think Lockett is more solid points for the week, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the Cardinals
probably
are falling
lean
apart as well.
Yeah, well, that was always going to happen. Shit cunts.
Yeah. Need a player for a flex. CD as a buy. Tank Del Monte are injured. Choose one. Jalen Warren, Josh Palmer, Josh Reynolds. So let's see who the matchups are then. We haven't talked about Warren yet, so it's Pittsburgh against the Rams. Josh Palmer or Josh Reynolds. Who do the Chargers have? The Chargers have the Chiefs, so I'm not playing that. Then Josh Reynolds. Where's the Lions at?
They have
Lions have the
the Ravens.
I'm probably going to play Reynolds.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Reynolds there as well.
Yeah, I probably would, John.
Palmer did see a lot of ball against the Cowboys, though. It's just Herbert couldn't make it stick. Who did you say the Chargers have?
Sorry, I'll go back and
The
find out for you
Chiefs.
again. Chiefs,
Yeah, no, yeah, go. Yeah, I'm not playing Palmer against Chiefs defense. They're playing really well at the minute. Could be a mistake. I would be leaning more to Palmer, but I think just the matchup for Reynolds is much better this week.
Yeah.
Warren could be interesting coming out of the bye. They might switch from Najee, and Warren has been better, but at the same time,
yeah, it's a big risk.
I'd like to see it for a week. Yeah, it's a fair point. He's leaning Josh Palmer because Kansas City and the Chargers are always a shootout. It's divisional. It's always a bit weird, but at the same time, that Chiefs defense has just been so good that I would be a little bit worried.
Yeah, and like Williams coming back in hasn't seemed to affected Reynolds too much. Reynolds still got good amount of targets. He just didn't score. He only caught 3 balls.
Jameson Williams can only catch the 40-yard bomb. He can't catch anything else.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds looks like a decent option. You know, I think he's a guy you can bring in for the week, and
I could lean. You could see it. You could lean either way. Like Palmer, he got a lot of work against the Cowboys. It's just the ball wasn't getting to him. And he dropped a couple. So if he catches those balls, he has a massive week against the Cowboys. I think he even gets a score in there. So
he gave another option there. Josh Downs against the Browns.
You also get Bourne or Shaheed.
I'm not playing Browns, so don't worry about that.
Was the Browns defense or the number 2 defense for the year, aren't they? Like the trouble isn't going to be Josh Downs catching the ball. It's going to be, can the quarterback get the ball out to him? Myles Garrett's just running through 5 offensive linemen by himself. I
think I'm sticking with Reynolds personally. That's just for me it'd be between Reynolds or Downs, but I think I'm sticking with Reynolds.
I would too, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, RGQ, for the question.
Washington at the Giants. Sam Howell has been on fire, so we're probably going to play Sam Howell.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. You could stick to Sam Howell here all day, every day.
Would you play him or Matthew Stafford against the Steelers?
Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Him or Jordan Love against the Broncos?
Jordan Love. Jordan Love against the Broncos. Broncos defense are playing ass.
I think
they seem to be like they got rid of Randy Gregory out of nowhere there. Just was like, yeah, we just don't want that big contract. It's time to cut the wage bill here. we're reloading for Sean Payton. Here we go. Tank for fucking the number 1 pick. Out we go here.
We need to do something.
Yeah, well, they realized that the Bears were cornering the market on the first 2 picks. They were like, "Oh no, boys, we need to do something here, something drastic."
Didn't they beat the Bears last day? Or a few weeks ago? Daniel Jones, that's not a question mark. That's just a nothing. Brian Robinson has been very good. He's not been putting the world to light, but at least he's been consistent in this landscape that has no running backs.
Oh yeah.
He's a rare commodity, is what he is.
He's consistent, and that's all you really want in fantasy football.
Saquon, you probably don't have an option. You have to fire him up if he's on your team, really.
Yeah, just look, he came back against Buffalo, 11-point week, 12-point week. You'd be hoping he's only going to build on that now from now on out.
That's a good week against the Bills here, so you're kind of happy not to play him here.
The wide receivers for the Commanders is a little bit more of a tricky question. Curtis Samuel's been good. You probably have to play Curtis Samuel at this stage.
It does seem to be an option that Howell likes.
He was good this week, but he got 4 targets and he caught all 4 targets. Are you going to trust Curtis Samuel to catch 100% of his targets and do something with them every week? 4 targets isn't the whole pile. Terry McLaurin took up 11 targets this week. It's
Yeah.
hard to play Curtis Samuel off of 4 targets. I know he had a good week, but I wouldn't be firing him up just because he managed to catch the 4 passes thrown his way.
Yeah, like realistically, all you really want to play is McLaren. He's the only guy you really want to play here.
RGQ is actually 6-0 in his league, and he's playing
Oh.
highest scorer this week. So fair play to you, RGQ. Hopefully you keep it going.
Good stuff.
Just like myself.
Just shut up.
Jamie, he's 6-0. You're 0-6, man.
No, it's in my other league.
That was last year. That was last year. That was last year, dude.
No, I was 1 of 5 because I beat you.
Oh yeah, you did at the end of the year, yeah.
Lincoln, I would agree with you on this. Am I wrong to think that JJ has a chance of being out for the season? Like, they said 4 weeks for JJ. If he gets to the point where he's ready to come back, and the Vikings are completely gone. Like, how much they have? What, 2 wins? Say they lose the next 4 games, 2-8 or something like that. There's no point bringing JJ back. You may as well sit him, let him rest up, and go get a better pick.
Yeah. They were thinking about getting rid of Kirk Cousins too, weren't they?
Yeah, well, they should have done that last year. How this man gets fully guaranteed contract after contract is beyond me. He is completely average, just has exceptional players around him. It's like, I know what we'll do. We'll just fully guarantee 80 million to Kirk Cousins. That makes sense. It's like, why? Why?
Sounds a bit like Dak Prescott.
Well, like, that was understandable, right? He just managed to, I don't know how he got a 4-year deal for the money he got. He should not be getting another deal like that. Unless that man signs like an extremely long contract for extremely average money, he should not be getting paid again.
Could be worse. You could have paid Daniel Jones 40 million quid.
The GM of New York should just be sacked for that alone. Like, it was just a terrible decision.
While we're talking about the Giants, Darren Waller, you're probably going to have to play him. He's been okay.
Yeah, stick to Darren Waller, man. He's with the only good thing the Giants have. It's not that good.
Someone's got to catch a ball.
Well, do they, JB? If Daniel Jones is throwing them?
Fair.
After everyone rushed out to pick up Logan Thomas, he then went and burned everyone by giving 0.7 points. Are you rolling
Yeah, but
again?
you just go back to the well this week. You got to go back to the well this week on him. Like, he's playing the Giants. Daniel Jones might throw Logan Thomas one if he plays on the defense.
He just throws it to him on the sideline.
Yeah. Yeah.
A guy is offering me AR. Who are we talking AR? Is that Aaron Rodgers or Aaron Jones?
AR. Amon Ra?
Amon Ra?
Yeah, I don't know. This is a lot of abbreviations.
Yeah, just clear it up for us in the comments there, Lincoln. We'll go through the rest of it while you clear it up. So AR, JJ, and Love for my AJ Brown, Hurts, and a 2nd round and a 3rd round in a dynasty. 12-team super flex. I feel I'm trying to contend. I have to reject it. Well, if you're contending, like, dude, I'm not taking an injured JJ if it's my shot this year. Anthony
Richardson. Ooh.
Oh, well, he's out for the season.
Yeah, but
he's
that
out for the
does.
season.
Yeah, if you weren't competing, if you weren't actually contending this year, you would take that. You bite the hand off him for that trade. But I'm not taking it if I'm competing this year.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah. Roll with what you have and try and go for it this year, because in a dynasty league things can change fast and you could be completely out of a competing window fast.
Yeah. Like, there's no expiration date on the trade. Maybe just leave it sitting there for a week or 2.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next matchup. The Falcons at Tampa Bay. Do we have an update on Baker Mayfield? He left the last game, didn't he?
He did, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, he's still
left
questionable.
hand contusion.
He seems fine. And
Jamie just said that because he doesn't know what contusion means.
he hurt his hand. That's what it means.
Yeah.
Jamie, MD.
Hey, RGQ
Sean
is back
White.
there.
There's a few flying in here. RGQ has my team is Lamar, a QB, wide receiver is CD, AJ Brown, Lockett, running back is Bijan, James Cook, Monty, tight end is Waller, bench Samuel, Warren, Palmer, Reynolds, Dell. Forced to start Samuel over CD, but I don't know who to start over Monty. So looking at the running backs, Bijan, James Cook, Monty, and then on the bench.
Only has Warren.
Yeah, you only have Warren.
I don't think Warren is a bad play. I think he's getting a lot more ball there. Why he's the kind of guy you'd rather watch for the week than have to play.
Like Hunt isn't probably rostered.
Should you trade any of
probably
these
got
players
Hunt
for
this week.
someone?
Yeah, well, like a lot of people seem to be willing to get rid of Mixon, so you could probably do some sort of a deal there if you wanted to go try get Mixon.
Yeah, what does he have here that you can look at mixing with? Could you package Waller with maybe
Lockett.
Waller and Lockett for mixing? Yeah, that could probably get done.
Then you just go out and get a tight end.
Get one off the waivers.
Yeah, like Reynolds will do you for a week, and there seems to there is a lot of receivers out there this year that you can pick up like that are just doing the job. Like who was the guy? The guy we mentioned for the Colts there earlier.
Josh Downs.
Yeah, like you could just get Josh Downs isn't rostered on a lot of teams. Like you could probably just go and pick up Josh Downs after doing that. He's equaling kind of what Lockett is doing this year. So
yeah.
Was offered Goddard, Zach Moss, and Jameson Williams from Michael Thomas. Do I accept from Michael Thomas? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if it's Michael Thomas,
right.
yeah, you definitely take that. Yeah.
Really
Zach
fast.
Moss's production is going to go down, and Jameson Williams is a 40-yard guy, but like the two of them, they're good squad depth to have, and Goddard is a starting tight end at the minute. So Michael Thomas is a flex option. Like you're never
Goddard's
getting
Michael
that
Thomas are
great
very
value.
similar enough. Like
Why
Yeah,
is
but
someone
you-
spending on that?
I have God knows they must love Michael Thomas.
They love 6 points a week.
They love the
It's a
slants.
flex.
Let's get through these matchups. The Falcons, Bijan, Drake London has a lot of targets. I'm probably playing Drake London here. Like he's been very good.
Yeah, he should be. Yeah, he should probably be starting Drake London this week.
And I'm the resident Falcons hater. Like, and I'm even saying you've got to move to London now.
Yeah, the Falcons actually have become a team we need to talk about a little bit fantasy relevancy wise, aren't they? Two tight ends and Drake London and the running back. And Ritter was in the top 5 quarterbacks this week, was he?
Ritter's
No, I think
getting a lot better. He's
think
getting much.
I think he sucked this week though. I think he absolutely burned. Well,
he
his
was,
team
he was
anyway.
top 10. He was top 10 this week quarterbacks.
Yeah,
And he's
Yeah, you got
QB
25.
17 on the season now. He's got a 28-point week and a 20-point week back to back. Like, is Ritter? Are we talking about bringing Ritter in? Like, Ritter is now putting out better production than QBs like Trevor Lawrence. Up until this week, Dak, like Daniel Jones, he's a lot better than Geno Smith. He's out playing. Like, is Ritter a guy now that you should be looking at playing? Matt Stafford, he's doing better than Stafford.
Oh no, man, you're not playing Ritter. The guy had 3 interceptions this week.
Yeah, but he still got 20 points.
I think
like,
it's a good to watch.
it-
but I don't think
he's-
I'm playing him yet.
He's probably one of the few quarterbacks who can manage to throw 3 interceptions, and because he can run around a little bit, he can. It won't be the end of the world. Like if Matt Stafford throws 3 interceptions, you're probably getting minus points for the week because he can't move. He turns like a fucking fridge.
I just couldn't look at myself in the mirror if I played Ritter in a lineup.
Didn't know you owned a mirror.
Very mean. Calling me poor or something? Of course I have mirrors. My mirrors have speakers in them.
Why?
Oh, yeah, what?
Do you ever shower and you want to listen to music? Mirror, like, has a speaker in it.
Why
There's
is the
also a
mirror
thing
in your
that you can
shower?
pick up in deals called a shower speaker for like €5.
Why is the
The
mirror?
mirror isn't in the shower, Jamie. It's in the bathroom.
Can we get back to American football?
Yeah, and not
No,
terrible waste of money.
This is falling apart.
We're a mirror podcast now, okay?
Okay.
Kyle Pitts, do you want to play him? He scored 12 points the last 2 weeks, but
No.
this is the week he could burn you.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. That was a good one, Dan. Well done. No, I'm not playing Kyle Pitts. This is the week he will burn you.
Well, he's on the carousel, so you can play him.
I don't know. Like, he just got on the carousel. I'm not taking him off it just yet. Like, he wasn't even allowed into the carousel, the roundy part, before you get onto it. He was outside the fence looking in. Like, he's on it now. Give him a week.
I think you play him. I'm out on a limb.
Okay, you
He's
be
a
ballsy, man. You do that.
I'm buzzing because I don't have him anywhere. I'm not actually going to play him. But you know,
Yeah, he's still rostered in our league. Like, I was amazed someone kept him on the roster this long. Like, we're 6 weeks in. I thought he was definitely going to be dropped.
The amount of Kyle Pitts trade offers I was getting was ridiculous. Like, he was trying to sell him for anything. Like,
I would have taken him. I was poor. I just don't have anything anyone wants.
that's probably the issue. Yeah. The other side of the ball, the Buccaneers, like Rashad White has been stanky. Like,
yeah, it's not good.
Not good
It's
ball.
not good. Yeah, it's just the Bucks just aren't very good either. Like, are they? So I don't think there's anyone really in the Bucks you want to play. Like, even Evans and Godwin have been pretty poor lately.
Yeah, Evans kind of, since the injury, he seems to have slowed up a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, he dropped a couple of balls this week as well, which you can't stay away. It's just stay away from probably most of them. And yeah,
I go back to the well probably on Mike Evans again. I think he was a late round draft pick. He's done you really well this year. I think I go back to him.
Godwin's been consistent enough. Like, if you want to just kind of stabilize your roster, like, Godwin's a good decent shout as well. Like, you probably play Godwin.
yeah.
Yeah, he's like a slightly better version of Michael Thomas.
Yeah, would you play Godwin or would you play someone like? I don't want to go back to Hollywood Brown against the Seahawks again, but he's kind of the median ground.
But I don't know. I just, for some reason, I think Hollywood Brown is more upside than these guys. I think it's just the speed, isn't it? Like, Hollywood Brown could do what they can do, but then he can catch, like, if they can get the ball to him downfield, like, he's got the speed to break away and score. Like, that's kind of why you're leaning to Hollywood Brown more than anything. He's been consistent this year, very good, over 10 points most weeks. Like, it's hard to lean away from Hollywood Brown.
That'll actually segue nicely into the next match of the Cardinals and Seahawks. We'll answer this question quick. Do you think I can trade anyone on my bench for Addison or Dubes? Think I can do 1-for-1 Reynolds for Dubes or Palmer and Reynolds for Addison? No, you're not going to get either of those done.
No,
Definitely not. Addison he's not going to be tradable at the minute. Like, unless you're offering ridiculous value for him, you're not going to get him. He's just, people are hoping he turns into JJ now. Like, that's the bar that's kind of set there, isn't it? Without people don't realize that it's not the Vikings that made Justin Jefferson great. It was Justin Jefferson was making the Vikings great.
Yep.
So this matchup then, the Cardinals against the Seahawks, like, we don't really need to discuss Josh Dobbs. You're probably not really going to play him. Geno Smith, like, you've probably moved on at this stage from Geno.
Yeah, poor week again this week.
I think most people have moved on. Like, I don't think anyone's going to, like, I know the matchup is tasty, but I don't think anyone wants it. It's just too dangerous. The running backs for Arizona,
Grant Shane.
I don't know. Keontae Ingram, you could probably flex him this week if you're struggling for a flex option or an RB2. Like, honestly, I think I would rather play Latavius Murray over Keontae Ingram this week. Like, I genuinely think Latavius Murray he's going to probably score that 5-6 point region. Ingram is probably going to do that too, but I think Murray has realistic chances this week of actually scored a couple of touchdowns against that Patriots team. So I think I just prefer Murray even this week to Ingram. An RB2 over an RB1 in a team. That's mental to say, like.
Yeah, but you're probably not far wrong. You know, you probably have a lot more upside with Murray.
Yeah,
But,
33-year-old second string running back in the Buffalo Bills over the starting running back in the Cardinals.
They're on a par. John, they're really hard. They're probably on a par.
The wide receivers, then we've discussed Marquise Brown in a lot of detail around other matchups throughout the podcast. So we have our opinion on Marquise Brown.
Yeah,
And
coming off a down week, but I wouldn't be worried about that with Marquise Brown.
DK and then Tyler Lockett. You're just going to put them in, like there's no real question marks there, is there?
Yeah, they haven't been extremely fantastic, like, but it's been that way since the two of them have been together in the league, hasn't it? Like, one gets over 10 points, the other one doesn't. And then it's vice versa every couple of weeks, like. So look, DK has been extremely consistent, so has Lockett. You're not doing nothing wrong by playing them, but they're not going to set the world on fire either. Like, you're getting 10 to 15 points out of them. You don't expect any more. If you get more, brilliant.
Do you think that Elijah Moore is going to break out? I think the ship has sailed.
No.
Yeah, I think Elijah Moore's. I think the preseason hopes are ending at this stage. He's still rostered in our league, though. I just see.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a situation I'd play him, though.
No, that's his hope.
It's the hope that kills you.
Yeah.
Steelers at the Rams. The Steelers have been so bad. I like George Pickens. Are you looking George Pickens' way?
Coming back off the bye, big week before it against Baltimore, maybe. I don't know. Pickens, you could take the chance on Pickens, couldn't you? Play him wide receiver 2, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tough call. Like, you would hope that after having the big week, Pickett comes back from the bye week and they're a bit better. It's just tough to see.
Would you be looking Pickens or like Nakua in the same matchup? Nakua had the down week.
Yeah, but I think Nakua is like, he did get only 4 points. I think he's probably an 8 to 12 point kind of guy from now on out. But like, them 4 point weeks are the risk you play with playing Nakua now with Cooper Kupp back. I probably lean to Pickens a little bit, just off the hope that he had the big game, the bye week, and they're going to come out and the Steelers are going to try something a little different on offense. They keep saying they're going to change it up. Mike Tomlin's adamant something is going to change. So you would hope Pickens maintains some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Consistency now at that level, like not maybe 23 points, but maybe in around a 15 point a week kind of guy.
Running back situations in this game aren't great. Like the Rams are down to the bare bones. Like, are you interested in playing Zach Evans if it comes to it? Like, I don't know if it's even worth doing. Like, so...
I think he's probably your priority pickup, right? The Rams do seem to like to run the ball. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. They just signed 2 running backs today, though. So, like, is he even going to play? That's the other side of it.
Yeah, that's
it. Playing with fire.
Yeah, like, is it what was the Cardinals guy, DeMarcado? Is it? Yeah, is it a DeMarcado situation from last week? Do you know?
I still think you gotta pick him up until he's told that he's not going to play. Then you drop him again.
Yeah,
like, someone else is going to pick him up anyway.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's definitely going to be wavered this week. Someone's going to get him.
Yeah, I'd say that's a situation you kind of wait till later.
It's not me. I'm not picking him up. I haven't even looked at my waivers yet, man. I must do it once we finish the show tonight. Every other week that I've been the first overall pick of the waivers, I've told you who I've been getting. I don't know this week.
Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, like you could probably flex Warren. I wouldn't be excited about it. Like I'd like to see it
No.
after the bye, like we were saying earlier. But Najee, I'm not playing. Life's too short.
Yeah, you look like a genius if you flex him and he plays outstanding. Warren comes in, he's the one back and has a fantastic game. But if you flex him and it's still Najee and you get 0.7, you just look like an idiot who played Warren. Like, so it's a risk.
Tight end, I'm looking for any other option than Higbee at this stage because it's just not worth the time. Freiermuth is currently out. I don't know, guys. It's tough in the street with tight ends.
Hey, Michael Mayer is there. Jonnu Smith, after 2 good weeks, will surely be claimed off most waivers in every league this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough to make yourself play the Falcons tight end 2 or tight end AB, whatever you want to call them. I don't know. Energy level is low when we're talking about Jonnu Smith at tight end. It's hard to get excited. The Packers at the Broncos. I think you have to play Jordan Love. Like you do, probably.
Yeah.
I am a Jordan Love owner and I will be playing him this week.
You're playing him over Trevor Lawrence, aren't you?
Yeah, he'll be going in over Trevor Lawrence this week.
Is Aaron Jones healthy, Jamie? Do we know this or what's going on here? Like
he's supposed to be healthy now. I would hope he's healthy at this point. Like that, he's had the bones of 4 weeks to recover. If it goes any longer than this, you're in a bit of spot of bother. But considering if he is healthy, like this should be a smash play. You know, if he's back to his best, like he could have a great game here. You know.
And then Watson, Dubes, Musgrave, you're firing all 3 of those boys up because it's the Broncos.
I think Watson's definitely a start in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dobbs as well. You're playing Dobbs as well, aren't you? Surely.
I think you probably do at this point, yeah. Yeah, like Watson's guy there is going to easily get you between 10 and 15 points every week now. You know, he's that good. You know, Dubes you probably play him away. You probably even go to the tight end, to be honest. Luke Musgrave seems to be doing quite well. He's getting a bit of ball there, so he's probably a streamable tight end this week.
Talking about Dobbs, I have from my own roster. Would you play Dobbs or Addison? I don't like. I'm gonna have to play them both anyway because I have bye weeks this week. But
Addison,
yeah.
Well, I have to play them both anyway. But I just thought it was an interesting question.
No, I think Addison. He's going to be the number 1 option there, isn't he? Like Hawkinson is going to take up a good few targets that JJ left behind, but Addison is going to be the guy. Like Kevin O'Connell's offense is just designed to pass the ball, and Addison is going to be the guy catching the majority of them targets. Not before long, anyway. He'll take up most of what JJ left behind.
The wide receivers for Denver. Could you be talked into Cortland Sutton? It's been okay. Like it's been consistent, but 11, 9, 13, 10, 1, 12.
Yeah, it's the one that hurts with Sutton, like, because he's just for as consistent as he can be, and you know that you can get the 10 points out of him. It's like you're risking the 10 points for a dud, like, because that's just the offense there. It's just the way they are. Like Sutton is a good receiver, and I don't think anyone should be talking to Jerry Jeudy. There's more talks about him being traded again, isn't there?
Yeah, he's not actually playing anymore. He's just running around on the field.
Yeah, like point. I know the Colts had interest in him, but I don't know. Is there any more to that? Like, do the Colts really need Jerry Jeudy? Steve Smith Jr. called him out at the weekend, didn't he? He was like, "You're just an average guy who doesn't do much."
What do you think of Donta Foreman? Would you play him over Reynolds? No, I'm not playing Donta over Donta Foreman.
No.
I'm all right on that one. Kareem Hunt too, maybe. I'd play Kareem Hunt over
Yeah.
Reynolds.
I think is that. Yeah, I think your man Zach is starting. Whether he's second name
Zach
is.
Evans.
Yeah, it's not Zach exams anyway. But if he's starting, yeah, I think you probably load him off for the Rams.
Yeah, it's close enough on that. It's kind of hard to know. The Chargers at the Chiefs. I think I'm going to fire up most of the options in this, even with the Chiefs' defense being quite good, like Herbert, Eckler, Allen. Josh Palmer is probably the only question mark, but I'm probably going to fire him up in a lot of situations as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like look, Palmer's flexible, isn't he? Like you can't play him at the flex.
Yeah.
The tight ends, Parham and
Everett.
I don't know. Like it's flip flops between them.
Yeah, it's an annoying one, isn't it? Because Everett, like he should be the guy there. Like you should be able to say Everett is a streamable tight end, but it's just annoying that Parham is there now. Like it's the age old Chargers thing, isn't it? There's always two that confuse the shit out of you. It's usually Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, but now it's Parham and Everett.
To the point you can't play either of them anymore.
Yeah, it's so annoying, like, because it should just be Everett. Like that should be your tight end, he should be a go-to guy most weeks when I watch the Chargers and you see Everett catching the ball, like looks good, big, strong tight end. He's hard to take down. He's great in the red zone. And yet somehow Parham manages to come in and catch these balls out of nowhere. Like, who is that guy?
The Chiefs side of the ball is pretty straightforward. Mahomes is in, Pacheco is in, Kelsey is in. Rashee Rice is looking better, but he probably still hasn't made it off your bench yet.
I played him last week.
Yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to give Rashee Rice a run now. That's the only thing. My little rant earlier about Mahomes needing the number one.
He's probably the one now. He seems to be a little bit. Well, I call him a 1.5. But he's definitely like a flex. But I played him last week and he was fine.
Yeah, you seem to be getting to territory now where and they have a nice little run of games coming up here. The Chargers, Denver, Miami, a bye, and then Philly. Like they're decent matchups, you know.
Yeah, I loaded them all up last week. I had Rice, Kelsey, and the Chiefs defense playing.
Well, would you play Rashee Rice or Dobbs against Denver?
So Rice.
Yeah, probably lean to Rice there. Yeah,
it's hard with Dobbs though. He's been very consistent for you, you know. Pickens against the Chargers, or no? That's just Pickens. Actually, that's not close at all. Yeah, Rashee Rice. I don't know. You can probably start looking his way. All right. The Dolphins against the Eagles. I think you're firing up pretty much everyone you can in this game because the Dolphins are going to score and the Eagles are going to have to wake up and score as well.
Yeah. It's it'll be interesting to see how the Eagles bounce back this week after the loss to the Jets. It's going to be a interesting week for the Eagles because they didn't look fantastic against the Jets. Swift, he had an all right day, didn't he? Back, but I don't know. He got a score, didn't he? Swift. That's what kept him alive, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. The touchdown kept him alive. Like he had a fumble, he had the fumble lost, which lost him more points. He wasn't very good. Like without that touchdown, he's sitting at 6 points for your week, and he's leaving you down fantasy wise. So it'd be interesting to see how they get back on the running game. And Devontae Smith was another letdown again.
Yeah, he's been very disappointing. But
the
problem is
he's going to have to be really worried now, aren't they?
Yeah, like he's been very disappointing. But at the same time, I own him, and you can't bench him.
No, you can't really.
Because what'll happen is the second you bench him, and if you bench him in a game like this where they're playing Miami with a high over under, he could easily explode, and you're absolutely caught then.
Yeah, because you just imagine that both these teams just gonna have to score high points to just keep up with each other.
Yeah,
So it's probably just load everyone else. And, like you probably play Waddle again on the other side as well.
oh,
If
yeah,
I just-
Waddle's the same crack as Smith, actually. Yeah, you're right there, Jamie.
Mm.
It's like Waddle's been getting a little bit better, all right, but at the same time, it's just the same situation. You're loading them up. Like you might
Yeah.
even load up Jeff Wilson here.
I brought him Wilson in the hopes
Jeff-
that he might do something.
Jeff
Well,
Wilson is gone, isn't he?
He's just back
Right.
from IR, I think, isn't he?
Was he back from IR this week?
He's back my yard. He's back last week, but he didn't play last week. He's back this week.
Okay.
It's just a question of are you rolling that dice where he could be on a snap count?
Probably not this week. It's probably another week you'll watch and hope.
Well, if he was a healthy scratch last week, he might be okay to go this week.
Yeah. Like the Dolphins do like that kind of 50-50 split with running backs too. So it's a real boom bust kind of play.
Yeah, monitor it in the week and see. He might give you like a get out of jail card if you're stuck in the Latavius Murray doldrums that me and Shane are looking at.
Hey, at least you didn't end up here until you got a few wins, man. Welcome to hell.
Final matchup of the week. We made it. The Vikings at the 49ers. This is a real injury-plagued matchup. I don't know. Do we know the story with CMC yet?
They seem optimistic, apparently. They didn't seem too bothered by him the last day either, that he would be out. So I'd say he's probably fine. I'd say they probably load him up.
I'd say Mason will be a heavily targeted waiver claim this week, though.
Yeah, I don't really see why, to be honest. I don't think he's going to light up the world.
What did he do this week when CMC went out? He got
8.7.
5 attempts for 27 yards. What did he do in the passing game? Absolutely fuck all in the passing game, 0 for 0. Yeah, it's hard to know. And then Mitchell's coming back as well. Mitchell had negative yards, didn't he? But I don't know. Was he injured? Coming back from injury? I don't know what was happening in that game, to be honest. It was a weird game. I don't know what was the story there, really. Debo, we're assuming he's out, aren't we? His injury looked pretty bad.
Yeah,
I'd say Debo's out. He's considered day-to-day at the minute, so...
Yeah, based off what he looked like, I'd say he's going to be out, though. Kittle, you just have to fire him up, even though he sucked.
Yeah, you would hope Kittle's going to come back some way, shape, or form. But
well, if Samuel's out, surely Kittle takes his role a bit more, and he's going to get a bit more ball.
You would think Samuel went out at the weekend, and so did McCaffrey, and Kittle didn't improve at all.
Yeah, you probably just don't have an option. Is the problem. Like if it's tight end, you just play him.
Mm.
And then the other side of the ball, Cousins. I don't want to play Cousins in this matchup. I'm going to look somewhere else. The running backs like Madison had a lot of work, but he didn't do anything with it. He's probably still going to be if you don't need to boom in your flex, you could put him in there.
Yeah, Madison should be playing field. Look, he's consistent. You know you're getting 10 points out of him a week. If that's all you want, there you go. Madison will play. There's not many players going to consistently give you 10 points a week at the running back position anymore because they're all injured.
Dre, I'm going to come back to your question once we finish this matchup. Just give me 1 second, bud. Addison did nothing up until he caught that touchdown. That's what saved his day, which was incredibly frustrating to watch. But at the same time, you probably have to keep rolling with him.
Yeah, the Vikings are on that kind of territory now where they're just really poor, and you kind of would kind of start looking, do you even play any of these lads now? John, I think you have a fair argument for not playing any of those wide receivers against 49ers.
Yeah,
fair point. I would play Hawkinson though.
Yeah, Hawkinson was the number one target there this week. He had 8 Addison had 5 and Osborne had 5, I think. So it's tough to say, but I keep saying it, that O'Connell offense is just designed to pass the ball. So you would assume that they have to just get better. Like, it's just about catching the damn thing now. It is. Cousins has to throw a good ball, but he has to be kept clean as well. Like, but he's ass.
Final question of the week, guys. Let's get through this. Well, not get through it. Let's do it perfectly. Let's get this question right. Do I trade Derrick Henry and Pittman for Ridley, Pacheco, and Jacoby Myers?
No.
Like, I've been trying like fuck to trade for Pacheco in all of my leagues, and I cannot get him. He has such a good run of games coming up. They seem to like the run this year. Like, Pacheco's like a great target for a trade, but Derrick Henry and Pittman. I'll read the full question. So Derrick Henry and Pittman for Ridley, Pacheco, and Jacoby Myers. My depth sucks, and my running backs are Williams, who I assume is Javonte Williams, and Mixon, 12-man league.
No, I'm not giving up Henry for Pacheco.
Ridley, Pacheco, and Jacoby. The wide receivers are crap. That's the problem with it. Like, well, I know Myers has been good.
Yeah, it's just Ridley's boomer bust. Pittman is solid. Derrick Henry's solid. Like, it's Kyron Williams as well, not Javonte.
Then just run it. Just run it for the week. Like, Kyron's, it's not that bad an injury.
Yeah.
I might, like, would you do Kyron Williams for Pacheco straight up? I didn't offer that trade personally. That was kind of my line.
I think that probably gets it done if it's Kyron Williams straight up for Pacheco. I think he'd probably get that done.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that? Do you want to trade?
I personally wouldn't. I think Kyron Williams has been playing much better than Pacheco this year. He's been scoring a lot better anyway. Derrick Henry, I can't trade Derrick Henry. It's like,
that was a line I couldn't cross myself. I couldn't send the offer of Kyron Williams for Pacheco.
Yeah, it's like I understand the want to get Pacheco, and it's Chiefs have a good run of games, decent team, but Williams is just getting so much production. Like, you just can't trade him. And Henry's finally coming into his own. They've actually just realized, hey, if we just run the ball, if we can get Derrick Henry 100 yards every game, we're going to win. So Henry's getting to that now where they're just feeding him. Like,
yeah,
I don't think Pacheco is outscoring either of those two a whole pile this year, like, for the rest of the season.
That brings us to the end of our show. We made it through week 7. It's a trudge. Thank you for all listening. Thanks for all the questions. Any questions you have during the week, you can drop them into our Twitter at IFPunts. Please like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on X, not Twitter, at IFPunts. And Jamie has a TikTok at IFPunts.
TikTok.
Cheers, guys. Thanks for everything. Talk to you later. Do you want to sign off, boys?
Yeah, see you guys.